Woo! Man, I have got a good one for you today. If you love to fish deep, this is going to be for you. If you guys like to fish shallow, you already know about this, but the deep guys, oh yeah, it translates. I have got a tip, and a lot of guys ain't doing it, and the guys that are doing it ain't talking about it. That's why you ain't seen it anywhere else but on BassGeek. Go back and look about 2 or 3 years ago, and I spilled the beans on this one, and I'm about to do it again with an update. Man, we are going to talk about heavy, need special equipment to do this. Deep bass, suspended bass, over deep water, maybe not so deep. Anyway, it works for all that. Bladed jigs. Oh yeah, ain't nobody talking about this. That's right, we are talking big and heavy. 1 to 2 ounce, maybe even more if you can find them, bladed jigs. All right, what do we want? This, all that, definitely these, and that. So a couple, 3 years ago, I did a video talking about bladed jigs out deep, big, heavy bladed jigs. So I think Chatterbait makes them up to 1 ounce and 3/8 or 1 ounce and 1/4. Picasso makes them up to 2 ounces. And guys, they're not discontinuing these things. So somebody's buying them. They just ain't talking to you about them. You got to remember that. But I stumbled across something a little while back, and this is from Queen's Tackle. Check that bad boy out. That is a chatterbait blade. You can put it on anything, and that changes the game. My other favorite is actually the shock blade with the small blade from Picasso. This thing comes into almost 2 ounces in all different sizes, but the 1 ounce, the half ounce, the 1.5 ounce and the 2 ounce are the two that I use the most because it keeps it down, especially with that blade. I do take the skirts off in clear water. I leave them on in a little dirtier water so that I get a little more size. Let's talk about the type of trailers that I put on these things. A lot of times I like a straight tail. It's kind of the same thing when you're fishing a regular chatterbait or bladed jig. The thing about it is generally I like a straight tail. A paddle tail, I'll use one, but you don't get a good paddle out of it. The blade kind of disturbs the water. So anyway, some of my favorites are, of course, the Jinko, the trimmer shad, the 5.0, the Castaic. You know, you always got to go with the Jerky J. And my very favorite, of course, producer baits. This is called the Pintail. And so this thing is kick arse, if you know what I mean. Look how soft that is. One thing I love about producer, swim baits or pintails, super soft hand poured, guys. Okay, we're gonna graph a little spot here. And while we're doing that, I'm gonna tell you about the rod, reel, and line setup that I use. Now guys, you need a heavy rod. I use the Akuma Swim Bait Guide Select. That Guide Select is good for like 1 ounce to 6 ounces. It's good for pretty big swim baits. And so that is what I use because I'm throwing like 2 ounces to really about 2.5, 3 ounces. There's what I was looking for. We can see a little bit of grass right there. So there was a little patch of grass there, and there was some bass sitting out there a few minutes ago. We're going to back up, and that is a perfect place to throw a big bladed jig. So I told you about the rod. Again, guys, I told you, man, I've got a ton of these. This is a 6-4-1. This is a Lew's speed spool. This is the Super Duty, and let me tell you, this thing, it's got a wide spool, so I've got plenty of casting distance. This is a 7-11, so I can get a long cast out there past these schools and bring it right back through them. Great combo for this technique and a few others. Now, as far as line goes, you guys guessed it, K9. I am throwing 15-pound test to keep this thing down. So now let's talk about retrieve. Guys, when's this thing great? When everybody else is throwing those crankbaits on the bottom, this is what you need to be throwing. When they've seen 2,000 crankbaits go streaming by them, this is the bait that's going to get you those reaction bites. Now, as far as retrieve goes, I've got 3, and they're super easy. 1, you're just reeling it real slow, just enough to barely feel the blade pulsate. Getting some followers. The second retrieve is a Carolina rig retrieve. You cast it out there, you let it sink to the bottom, and then you just sweep your rod to the side. Now, you can do that with a real hard or real slow sweep. I can feel it coming through some grass. I think we found our grass patch. Last but not least, and probably the most productive, the hop and drop. And literally, that's all you do. Let it go to the bottom. And you just kind of rip it off. All right, guys, hope you liked the video, man. I forgot to do the outro while I was out there, but I appreciate all you guys. Remember, new videos Sunday and Wednesday. I appreciate you guys watching. It's the best way to support the channel. But I'm telling you, these big vibrating jigs, when the crankbait bite out deep gets tough, this is the way to get them fired back up. It is a total reaction bait, total reaction bite, and you can catch some toads on it. So as always, questions, comments in the comment section below. You guys know I love to talk about fishing with you. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell so you get the notifications. And like I said, watching is the best way to support the channel. And you guys rock. All right, geeks, let's see who's going to win the second BassGeek box. By the way, some of you were asking. We draw for the winner a week after the video, the giveaway announcement video comes out. So if it's on a Sunday, it'll be on a Sunday the very following Sunday. If it's on a Wednesday, it'll be on the very following Wednesday in that video. At the end of the video, as always, just like this, that's where you can hear if you've won or not. All right, let's pick the winner. Filter duplicates, include replies. Oh yeah, forgot they added this. All right, 237 comments. Very much appreciate that. That is huge, helps the channel. Let's see who wins. Dave Washburn. What's going on, Dave? Hey, Hank, well put together box. Just got a membership to a club that has 7 super clear strip mine lakes. Excited about fishing them. Definitely going to throw a sea rig. Love the content. And love the support from all of you guys and Dave. Congratulations, Dave, on the win. Reach out to me via email. I'll drop a comment on your comment to let you know that you won. All right, guys. I appreciate you. And as always, you guys rock.